Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and it is time for our next Saturday with Stacy, YouTube class number 402. And baby, it's hot outside. It's 109 outside. It is way late in the afternoon. It's after 6 p.m. here in sunny California, and it is 109 outside. So I've got my hair up in my ponytail, and I wish the air conditioner was still on, but everybody's left for the day, so they've turned the air off. But hey, I guess I could sweat off a few pounds, right? Never hurt anybody. So what do I have for you today? Well, definitely technique-based class without question. And remember, these are free classes, totally commercial free, but also completely unedited. What you see is what you get. There's no editing anywhere in between. I don't stop and restart. It is what it is. I've got a company called LDRS. They have been around. The LDRS stands for Little Darling Rubber Stamps. And I will be as honest as I can be. When I heard the name, I thought, oh, cutesy stuff. And we have cutesy stuff by other manufacturers. And I thought, oh, I'm not so sure about cutesy stuff. And then I looked at the line and it was like, wow, they've got some really beautiful things and some sophisticated things and some cutesy things and dies and stamps and papers. And I thought, this may be a good find for us, because here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, we keep it small. I don't carry every manufacturer out there. I can't. There are other wonderful online paper crafting companies, well, corporations, that are able to carry every manufacturer that is on the market. There's a difference between us and them. There's 6 of us here, and there's, so when I bring in somebody new, it's because I really, really want them. I'm really, really excited by them, because I have to be careful. I have to balance how much we can actually carry versus being able to carry everybody. So we're a little picky here, and I'm glad that I'm a little picky, because I think by being picky, I find the best of the best. It's my honest opinion. And after seeing Little Darling's rubber stamps and kind of going, calling it LDRS and seeing how beautiful their product was, I knew I had to talk to the owner, which is kind of funny because the owner talked to me before I even knew who the owner was. I'm going to tell you about that. Now, I've got exclusive product that they did just for me. In fact, the SKU is SMS 101 and SMS 102. So some of the product today they did just for us and for you and our customers. So I'm really thrilled about that. And I can't wait to show you that. I've got winner chicken dinner, and I'm going to announce those people, and then I'm going to tell you my story about how I met the owner without ever meeting the owner before. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully she's watching, because she doesn't know this. She doesn't know what I'm going to say. None of the manufacturers do. I pick their product. I do something, I love their product. I pick their product, and then they wait for the YouTube to come out, because they have no clue what's going to come out of my mouth, which is why it's so perfect. Okay, so we have winner chicken dinner from last week, which was 401, the so easy techniques with stickers and stamping. Did you love making stencils out of those peel off stickers for $1.25? Hello, I know, rock star, right? So our first winner of a $25 gift card is Kathy. Kathy, I'm going to go with Kathy. Is it Bossy or Bossy? Bossy? I'm going to go Bossy. Kathy Bossy. Hello, Kathy. Is that you? Congratulations. You are a winner chicken dinner. There's a $25 gift card already in your online account, but you are not alone, Kathy. We have a second winner. Our second winner is Lori Walls. Hello, Lori Walls. Is that you? Are you standing up doing the winner chicken dinner dance? Well, if not, you should be. You and Kathy both should be like standing up right now and going, okay, let's do it. All right. You're a winner chicken dinner. You're a winner chicken dinner. Wahoo. Ka-choo. for you. Congratulations to both of you. The $25 is already in your online account. Go spend it on anything that makes your heart happy. And if you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, we pick 2 every week. You have to subscribe to our YouTube. There's a little heart right there that says SMS. Just run your mouse over it and a little subscribe icon will come on. Click it. Really, it's okay to click it. I'm doing my best to get to 100,000 followers. Not there yet. Want. But a girl's got to have a goal, and I've got a goal, and I'm just going to be the little engine that could. So, post your comment down here. Not during the live chat. You can't. The live chat feed doesn't count. You've got to post a comment down here after you've watched the YouTube, and you can post your comment about anything. You can tell me it was 113 where you are, or you can tell me it was only 72. I don't really want to hear that, but okay. Because then I want to come and join you. But you can tell me how your day was. You can tell me about your fur babies or your kids or your grandkids, or you can tell me that you've never seen some of this product before, or you can just say hi. Just say hi and that'll work. Our software will pick 2 winners every week, and you just never know when I'm going to pick your name. I'm pretty sure Kathy and Lori thought they were never going to hear their names. And well, they can't say that anymore, can ya? All right. So I am going to tilt on down. Well, no, I'm going to tell you quickly about the story about okay. So the owner of this company, her name is Angie. And I had never met Angie before, and in fact, we've never, as far as I know, we've never met in person. We've done lots of Zooms, well, because of the world that we live in right now, and so we do lots of Zooms, and that's how I met her, was saying, hey, we're interested in carrying your product, and then we had a couple Zoom meetings and so on and so forth. But I was going back through my Facebook, and I'm not really good at looking at Facebook messages, people who have private messaged me, because I don't get a notification, and I don't really send Facebook private messages to anybody. So the other day I was scrolling through, just looking at them, going, oh, there's quite a few of them here. And wouldn't you know, last year, April, when all the stuff with the PPP loans were going on, there was a message via Facebook from an Angie. I won't give you her last name, but and now I know who she is. And I looked at it, I pulled the message up, and she said, hi, my name is Angie. I own LDRS, and I watched your post about B of A and the problems getting a PPP loan. And she wrote the kindest, I wish it had been an email, I would have responded right away. I feel badly that I didn't send her anything back saying, oh my gosh, thank you for thinking of us. But she obviously watched the post where I was visibly upset that we couldn't get a PPP loan. And she made some suggestions and said, here's our bank, and just was as kind as could be. And now I know who she is, and that email, finding it, that message through Facebook, finding it after meeting her, just instills in me one more time why I'm so picky to find the right companies, to find the right strategic partners, to find the right people who can be team SMS and I can be team Little Darlings Rubber Stamps LDRS. And you can't be that for everybody. It's not possible to be that for everybody. So I read that and I was like, she was nice when I didn't even know who she was, and she didn't post come look at my line, or hey, I have this line, would you be interested in carrying it? No, her concern was that we find a way to keep going during a horrible, what continues to be a not so fun time. So Angie, big hearts to you. I found the message, I read the message, and it just, like I said, it reinforces what I already knew about you. Now that we've had an opportunity to meet, I like you. I really, really like you. Okay. now I'm gonna tilt down and I'm gonna start for today. I'm gonna show you some samples and then we're gonna move on. Welcome to Scrapbooking Made Simple, LDRS. I hope that it's a match made in heaven. All right, down we go. Bye. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you just never know what she's gonna say. All right, so I want to start with a card that is super simple. This is their paper, beautiful paper, and then a simple sentiment on a banner. Very simple. That sentiment that's on that banner happens to be exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple, but look at the paper. Look, it's right on a card base. Easy peasy mac and cheesy, but look how effective it is. There was no, with the exception of that stamp right there, there was no coloring, nothing. You utilize the beautiful paper that they manufacture. But maybe you want to do a little bit more than that. Then they have dies and stamps. So here we've stamped directly onto the card base, and this one we've stamped and die cut out and popped up so you have some definition. And again, just a lovely little sentiment at the bottom on a banner. So here you're getting a little bit more technique-y. And then here we have the stamp, and there is a matching die for it. We have the banner, and we have all the layering paper, which is from their collections. This one's from, all the paper I think is from Lovebirds is the collection. But look at how beautiful is that. So because they carry the stamps, the dies, the papers, the things that coordinate, I want to say that they're stencils, but I'm not 100% positive. Because you're able to get everything that coordinates, you're able to just make some beautiful, beautiful cards or layouts or altered art. Now, where are we going to start today? Well, I'll tell you, this YouTube's been in the works for a while and it did not come easy. There are 2 sets of stamps that are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. One's called Sweet Birthday Wishes and one's called Thanks a Million. And the way these work is what we're going to start with today. I have to say, you know, it shows the real character of a person when troubles happen, when things don't go as perfect or as smoothly as you would like. And getting the product for this YouTube has not been smooth at all. Even though it's manufactured here in the United States, oh my goodness, there was delivery issues and production issues, and yet here it is, right? Here it is. So happy day. Now, how do we use these? I think I'm going to start with the Sweet Birthday Wishes, maybe. And the sentiments on them is, I hope your day is sprinkled with glitter, sending sweet birthday wishes, count your blessings, not the candles, wishing you an amazing day, may all your wishes come true, celebrate your special day, I hope your year is a piece of cake, wishing you the best birthday, hope your day is filled with extra icing, happiest birthdays to you, wishing you a big slice of happiness, and the last one is, I hope your day sparkles. All of those sentiments are on this one stamp. But are you ever going to want to stamp all of that on one card? Probably not. So that is where the die comes in. Now, I don't know that they're the only ones that do stacked sentiments like this, but they're the company that we chose. They're the company that I felt was most in line with the values and ideals and the heart of Scrapbooking Made Simple. So I want to show you how these work, and I'm going to be very basic in the beginning, very basic, but then we're going to rev it up and we're going to step outside any box you thought there was, and I'm going to use these in a way that maybe you hadn't thought before, yet you already own all the product to do with it. Okay, so our stamp set is right here, and it's a clear stamp set made here in the US. that over there. And easy to use. You need a stamping block to use it. Let me grab a block or a stamp positioner, whichever your heart desires. If you have a stamp positioner, well, wahoo kachoo. But if you don't, absolutely you can use a stamping block. I'm going to go ahead. I can either use Memento ink or my India ink. Up to you. The benefit, so let me grab a piece of paper. The benefit of using the India ink is that you're able to see the image a little better. Hello, piece of paper. Let's just chop you down a little bit. And chop you down. Okay, so the benefit of using a Memento, or a Memento ink, let's start with that, is you ink up your stamp. And then put your paper on top. You have an option. You can either bring over a gush pad and stamp down, or you can turn your stamp upside down, lay your paper on, and just give a nice little back rub. Depending on how your hands are and what's most comfortable for you. I don't want people to stop stamping because they think they have to have it pushed down. Now, if you have a stamp positioner, well then all is right with the world for you. We do not carry stamp positioners as of now because Couture Creations can't sell theirs in the United States. So then that's who we support. All right, so I have stamped my image. Ta-da! Easy peasy mac and cheesy. What I want you to pay attention to are these little dots right here. And I also want you to see that my stamp is now, all I have to do is wipe it down. And because I used Memento, it remains completely clear. But if I were to take my Hero Arts India ink, and there's no right and there's no wrong, it's a matter of what you prefer more. Both of these are wonderful inks that won't move with water. So now I'm using my Hero Arts India ink. And I'm just gonna put it down, do a little bit of a back rub, easy on my hands. And let's pull up. Ta-da! So, pretty similar, right? Pretty much the same. The difference is when I go to clean this, that ink isn't going to come off. It doesn't hurt the stamp, but it does stain the stamp. Now, why would you like that? I like it, I happen to like it because then I can also read my stamp. Assuming I have my readers on, which have actually become my everyday classes, but I like it that I can see it. Now, let me get a clean baby wipe. Once the stamp doesn't have any black coming off of it, I could put red on top of this, or purple ink on top of this, or blue ink on top of this, and it being black is not going to impact it at all. I just like the fact that I'm able to see, especially if I am stamping, if I am stamping down, because now I can clearly see where everything is going to line up. Let's just stamp this one up. Okay. All right. And we're good. Okay. Let me put the lid on my ink. Now the die set that matches it has the waves in it. And we do have two. We have the Thanks a Million sentiments are straight. They're not wavy. And there is a matching die for that. That's straight. So if I take my die, I can line it up. And what's super important, remember those little dots I showed you on the corners? Those little dots are what help you line it up perfectly. So she's left little holes on the sides of the dies, and all you have to do is line up the little dots in those holes. Now, if I was like this, obviously I'm off. Or if now I'm on. If I was like this, I'm off. But all I have to do is line the dots in the holes, and I am good to go. That tells me I am lined up straight. Then I can bring my die cutting machine over. Now this die will definitely go through a Cuttlebug, a Vagabond, a Platinum 6, a Platinum 8, a Sizzix Big Shot, a Big Kick, a Pro, a Plus. Will it go through a Sidekick? No, it's too wide to go through a Sidekick. But I am going to bring over my machine. This is my Sizzix Big Shot machine. Let me back it up just a little bit. And I am working with a magnetic platform today. Well, for part of the day. So the magnetic platform does not come with your machine. It is an added purchase. The benefit of it is that when you put your die down with your paper, it doesn't move. You don't have to tape anything down. The platforms that you get with your machine when you order your machine will allow you to still do this die without any problem. But to keep it from maybe tweaking a little bit as it's going through, you're going to want to tape it down. So we do have a bundle where you buy the machine and you get the magnetic platform pretty much for free, and that's a $40 item right there. So, because I just think there's so many people out there who like to stamp and cut, that having that magnetic platform is important. I'm going to put a cut plate down, and you're going to get 2 cut plates with your machine. They will both be clear, and one of them you're going to want to cut into, and one of them you're going to want to make a do not cut plate. I always use a cutting plate that's a different color as my do not cut plate. I'm going to lay this down. Make sure that I have lined up my little, and see, it doesn't move. Isn't that nice? It's all lined up. Now, I put my do not cut plate right on top. And a do not cut plate is a plate that you just try not to cut into so it never warps. It's forever staying flat. As I cut into the bottom plate, those little cuts are going to make little divots into that plastic. I mean, microscopic little divots, but after a while, the plastic will start to warp. And the way to avoid that is to flip your cut plates back and forth and move your die around. But if you do get warpage, that's going to happen, and that's why you try to keep a do not cut plate, because it allows you to send your die through easy peasy. Now, creaks and cracks are okay. I know it sounds so bad, but it's so good. You know what that means? That means it's cutting. Yay! And being that this is not an intricate die, I don't need to use a precision base plate. And just like that, I have whatever sentiments I want, and I can stack them and layer them and put them in any order I want. I can use one and save the rest for another day. I can use all of them if I want, but it's just that simple to get them to die cut them. Just as easy peasy as can be. And that's the intended use. That's how we think about using a stacked sentiments. I'm going to put those right there for now. When you see them together, do you have to buy Do you have to buy the die to go with the stamp? No, if you want to just buy the stamp and fussy cut them out, you absolutely can. Maybe you're not a die cutter yet. Could you literally just stamp that and make that a card front with all the sentiments? Absolutely you could. These are your projects. This is your art. You do you, because no matter what you do, whomever you give it to is going to love it. I promise you that. It's just nice having the die that fits right over the top. It is nice, no question about it. So let me move this off to the side for a minute. And I mean, I could stamp on colored paper, white paper, but what if I wanted to do more? Do I want to change yet? No, I'm going to continue with this one. What if I wanted to do more with this? What if I didn't just want white paper? How would you do that? You certainly can't do matting for it at all, because, well, you'd have to fussy cut out a mat for it. What if I wanted to color it and really have some fun with it? Can I do that? Absolutely. And it's really nice to have this. Yes, this is the magnetic platform that I just put through my machine, but holy smokes artichokes, if you are going to take a die and use that die as a stencil, bam, guess what doesn't move? You're like, as a stencil? Yes. How about I take, let's put these there. How about I take some of my, let's do purple, and let's do pink, and let's do maybe blue. Grab some of my little blendy brushes. I love them because they have the hats on them. I think we're sold out of them right now, but they'll come back in. But I love them because they have the hats on them. And when we do put them on sale, it's $4 a brush. Easy peasy, and I just mark the colors. That way I can see it. They're marked on the back and on the little hat. And I'm gonna play with Memento ink today, because I think most of you have some form of Memento ink. Now I'm gonna grab my blue. And I'm gonna go in there, and because I'm on a magnetic platform, I don't have to tape anything down. And I can just add some color. And then what if I want to do a little bit of pink? This is the medium-sized brush. I use pink less often than other colors, so I didn't give it a full size. And I can blend, blend, blend. And look it, no tape, Mom. And I can come back in with a little bit of my blue. And then maybe a little bit of my purple. Isn't it nice that it doesn't move? So even if you don't die cut, boy, a magnet is a really great way to hold your stencil down. And if you've already got a big shot or a magnetic platform, you really don't need anything more than that. Come back in with a little bit of my pink. And just blend my colors. Now, typically we would stamp first and then die cut out, but this time I wanted to color my paper before I stamp. So now I'm able to lift that up. I'm all inked up. I can bring over my gush plate, which is just a really the perfect density of foam so that your stamp can make really great contact with your paper. Let's see, let's grab my ink. And remember, because I used India ink to begin with, now because I'm stamping after the fact, I can clearly see how to line it up. I can find those little dots because I inked my little dots. Can you see my little dots? I inked my little dots. So now all I have to do is line up my 4 dots here with my dots here, and I know I'm going to stamp well. Let me bring it a little closer to me. And gosh, I really want to stand up to do this, but I will not. And well, I'm going to go for it. It's only paper. All I've used is white paper and some ink so far. Give a good press. You've got a lot to press. You could take the back of your stamp pad and give a good press that way. I don't know, people are making these things to do it. I'm kind of like, what do I got on my table that will work? Let's see if I'm close. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and I am. So I'm all stamped in. I'm all stamped in. Now, if you have a stamp positioner, you could go back in and make it darker and make it darker. I don't know if I added Memento ink over the top of it, if that would, I don't know if I'll be able to reline it up. If you wanted to make it darker, my guess is I'm going to double stamp. I'm positive. Let's give a good press. And up. Oh! Well, I double stamped a little bit, but I was able to get it even darker. So, easy peasy mac and cheesy. Let's do it one more time before I die cut. White paper, probably used it all. Let's grab another sheet. Let's mix up the colors a little bit maybe. And let's bring my die over. Wipe it down because it's got the residue of my inking. See, it's got a little bit of residue of my inking. Let's bring over my magnetic platform. Put my paper right down on top of my magnetic platform. Put my die right down on top of that. Poof, easy peasy, stays in place. Let's go and do blue and purple and pink. And this time let's do yellow and red and see what we get. And I don't have to hold it in place. Look, Ma, no hands, right? And let's do a little bit of red. And maybe we'll even throw in a little bit of blue. Do you think that would be weird? Come on, oh, there we go. Let's do a little bit of red. So even if you stain your stamp once, and that's the only reason why you use the India ink is to stain it, it's really helpful to be able to see it when you're going to stamp. And then let's grab my blue. We'll have very primary colors on this one. And I'm not holding it in place. I'm getting in those little, oh, Stacy! Holy smokes, artichokes! I got a little carried away with my blue there. Wait. Okay. Okay, yellow at the top. Red in the middle. I can't believe I did that. Oh well, it's only white paper, right? So we got a little blue going on at the top there. Oh well. Okay. I can't believe I did that. Okay, wait a minute. Red, blue, yellow. All right, let's see what I've got. And maybe this time I won't double stamp. Oh yeah, look at how cute. Right? Happy. Those are happy colors. So let's move this over. Let's bring over my gush pad, put my die on my gotcha tool. This is a gotcha tool. It holds all your dies. I mean, you can stack this probably 12 dies deep and it's still gonna hold it. It's a great little magnet, big magnet, and it's mine. You can only get it here, but it was manufactured by Spellbinders for me. So let's grab my ink. Let's ink on up. And then let's go ahead and stamp. Line up my dots. Line up my dots. And press. Okay. You think I got it all? Yes! Waha! Hello. Okay. So, now we're going to die cut. I'm going to put this off to the side. Put my lids back on. And take my die. Remember, you're going to wipe off the back just because you want to get all that excess ink off of it. And let's go ahead and die cut. Ooh, I'm not throwing that one away. That one's good and that one's good. Let's bring over my die cut machine. And let's give it a whirl. I've got my magnetic platform. And if you happen to have a plus machine, not a pro machine, but a plus machine, which is the wider machine, you can run your magnetic platform this way. You don't have to run it this way. Your machine is wide enough to run your magnetic platform that way. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. Here's my cut plate. Here's my paper. Let's line up my die. I don't have to worry about it moving. Right over the top, send it through. Creaks and cracks are perfectly fine. I know it sounds bad, but don't worry, it's all good. That's the sound of cutting. And let's Let's see what we've got. Yay! Look at all my little sentiments. And I've got like two-tone going on. Right? So flippin' cute. You can make them to whatever color you need it to be. So if you're coloring with a certain color ink and you want your sentiment, your banner to match, done. Easy peasy. But remember, I said that you can't get a mat around it. It has a kind of a built-in mat. So what if we wanted to take a piece of white paper, and this time we're going to ink with black ink. You're like, well, why black ink? Well, because I want kind of a white border around that black ink. So let me find my black, and let's bring over a black pad. And this time I'm going to ink it black. So I'm making my white paper black. And you're like, but I don't get it. Why don't you just use black paper? Because I want a little bit of that white border to show around it. Kind of giving the illusion that it has a mat. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. I want you to get the idea. Okay. There it is. I can take and now stamp with a white ink, gold ink, maybe you need something a little more formal. We could take let's wipe my stamp down. Get it good. So we could take my unicorn ink from Hero Arts and ink up my stamp. I could use Versamark and ink up my stamp. And come through, line up my dots. Oh, I think I might be off my dots a little bit, but okay. Give a press. Peel up. And now I've stamped with white ink. And then I can die cut it out. The whole name of the game here is if you've got white paper and you've got, even if you have random color inks by random manufacturers, you have options, oodles and oodles of options. So let's wipe this one off too, because I've inked that up and I want to get that ink off of it. It's not going to harm it, but I just don't want to accidentally turn it over on something that I'm working on and all of a sudden I've left black ink where I was not anticipating leaving black ink. Come on over. Line it on up. Oh, I'm on my do not cut plate. Let's not do that, right? Let's put this one down. Don't want to cut on my do not cut plate. And send it through. Little creaks and cracks are okay. That one didn't crack and creak as much because I have the die facing the other direction. Let's see what we get. And now I've left just a little white border around everything, just to offset it. I could have stamped this with gold or silver, any metallic ink on that black, but I took white paper. I know I made it black, but you can't take black paper, not so easy, and put the white edge around it. Takes a little bit more ink, but okay, so we're gonna move on. So here we just did plain old die cutting with it. We did plain old die cutting, just the way it was intended to do on whatever paper makes your heart happy. And these are the perfect little sentiments. Whether you use one or you use more than one, or you stack them. They're the perfect little sentiments. And the thanks a million, which we're gonna get to, I'll read you that one in a minute. But here we took white paper, made it black, so that we could then have that white border around it. We just used Memento ink, unicorn ink to stamp, but we also used white paper and our Memento inks to color the background, to color the paper, to make it whatever color made our heart happy. You're not limited to white, you're limited to your imagination. You can do all of this. You can do it all, easy peasy. All right, let's change it up. So the girls are gonna want these, I'm sure, for samples later. So I'm just gonna see, I'm not moving them to the trash can, I'm moving them over there. Let's change it up and let's bring over the thanks a million. Now, while the birthday is curvy, while the birthday gives you curvy banners, the thanks a million gives you straight banners. And the thanks a million exclusive set says, "You're such a special part of my life. You're appreciated. You made my day. My heart is still smiling. I'm humbled and grateful. You're so thoughtful. Your kindness means so much. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you for your kindness. Thanks a million. Thank you. I appreciate you so much." So you've got all of those sentiments to choose from. One stamp, one die cut, and you can then layer them on your project to see what's going to work best for you. Let's pull this one off and put this one on. Same thing, it still has the same little dotties that you're gonna line up. So if I wanna see it, I'm going to ink it with some India ink, even if I wanna use my Memento to stamp with. Entirely up to you. So if you wanna be able to see it, now I'm able to see my sentiments. Yes, I can stamp with it. Oh, Stacy, on a white shirt. Knew I shouldn't have worn white today. Yes, I can stamp with it since I've inked it. There we go, easy peasy, mac and cheesy. I'll put that one there. But I want to play with the die for a little bit. We were using white paper, which is awesome, amazing. But what if you wanted to use black paper? Well, Stacy, you just showed me how to take white paper and make it black. I did do that because I really wanted a little bit of a white border around it. But what if we use black paper? How would we go about using black paper and making this work? Well, let's cut up a little piece of black paper and let's give it a whirl. Black paper is a little more of a challenge to stamp on. You have to stamp. A dye-based ink isn't going to really help you. So a dye-based ink would be your Memento, your Tim Holtz Distress, your Tim Holtz Oxides, your Lawn Fawn. Those are typical dye-based Stampin' Up. Those are typical dye-based inks. And a dye-based ink on white paper, ooh, a dye-based ink on black paper, wah, wah, wah. I mean, you can see it, it's there, but you don't get any color from it. That's because the black is absorbing that color. Doesn't matter what color I use. Ooh. Wah, wah, wah. So dye-based inks are typically used on a lighter color paper and not a black paper because of course you can't see it. What do we typically use on darker paper? A pigment-based ink. So let's take out that Hero Hues, the unicorn ink. On white paper, wah, wah, wah. On black paper, so it's all about using the right ink with the right paper and making effects that, putting your mind, kind of playing mad scientist to make effects that you might not have thought of before. Put those right there, and I'm going to cut another piece of black paper just so I have a little bit more. And so let's grab my die. Let's grab my magnetic platform. Put my paper down. Put my die on top. It's going to stay where you put it. And now it's kind of up to me what I want to color with, as long as it's a pigment-based ink. So I could take my Sizzix waxes and put that in there too. Absolutely, you could. Sure. I could take my, let's use my gold. And this is my iZink pigment-based ink. And I can go in there, and that gold, because it's a pigment-based ink, it's going to sit on top of the paper and dry, versus a dye-based ink which absorbs into the paper as it dries. Pigment-based takes longer to dry. So there's the A, C, D, P's of ink. If you know your alphabet, you'll know what order your inks dry. A, C, D, P. A for alcohol ink. Those are like your Copic markers and your Sharpie and Bic pens. They dry faster than anything else. Super fast, and it's the first letter of the alphabet, so A, easy peasy. The next one is C. That's really close to A. C stands for chalk-based inks. Now, chalk-based inks are getting harder and harder to come by, but they dry pretty much secondary. I mean, that's the next in line. They dry almost as fast as a alcohol-based ink, but not quite as fast. So A is first. It's the first letter in the alphabet, then C. C's really close to A. And then D, dye-based ink. Dye-based ink is right next to C. So D and C are right next to each other. Dye-based ink dries almost as fast as a chalk-based ink. Super, super quick. But then we get to P, which is pigment-based ink. And pigment-based ink is a long way from D. I mean, you got A, B, C, D, and then E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O to where you finally get to P. So if you're looking at an ink and it says pigment on it, that tells you right away, oh, that's going to take a long time to dry. And pigment-based inks are usually used for darker papers or for your embossing powders, if you want to throw embossing powder on top of it. So I'm just going to blend these kind of into each other. I'm just using my metallics on my black paper. And last but not least, so I've put some metallics down now. Maybe you need an anniversary card or a guy card and you need it a little special. You want a little bling to it, a little shimmer to it without it being shimmer. This is how you do it. You just use a little bit of your inks, your metallics. And I'm blending them into each other. I'm still using the same sponge. Okay, I think that's good. And now if I take this off, I can see what I've got to stamp on. But these are wet. Remember, they take a long time to dry. Look at that. It just kind of smears with my finger. So when you're using a pigment-based ink, you need to either set it aside for a while or take a heat tool. This is the Sizzix heat tool. Doesn't matter what you use, whether it be the Sizzix or the heated tool, but give it a little bit of dry with that if you're impatient. I could have thrown embossing powder over the top of this clear embossing powder and it would hold. So you want to give it a little bit of a dry. And what's important is to give it a little bit of a cool down. Once you've put the heat on it, you need to let it cool down for a second. Whenever you heat something up, if you were heating a candle, if you had a candle in it and it had a flame on it, when it's still hot, the candle is dripping, it's melting. But that stops when the candle cools down, when the heat's taken away. So if you use heat on this and then instantly want to go and do something on it before you've given it a chance to cool down, that pigment is still a little, it's hot. It needs to cool down to set. So you want to give it a second or two to set. I'm going to wipe off my die. And then I can ink up my stamp. And I could use white ink. I could use Versamark and stamp on here and emboss it. It's really up to me. I'm just going to grab a little bit of my memento and put it down. Let's see what I get. Worst case scenario, I've only wasted a sheet of black paper. And if I really wanted to, paper's got two sides, folks. If for some reason this doesn't work, flip it over and do it again and you haven't wasted a single thing. It's like Schweitzer Falls at Disneyland. The, what is it, ninth wonder of the world? Schweitzer Fall, water has two sides. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to line it up without standing over the top of it, which is what I would prefer to do, but you know. You go with what you're given. And let's give a good press. If you've got a stamp platform, you'll stamp platform down and then go over it so you have a good press. And let's see. You think I got it? Oh, I sure did. Yay! Let me see if it'll zoom in. Can't tell if it's zoomed in or not. I don't know. You can see my stamped image. All my little words are there. You're so thoughtful. Your kindness means so much. Just can't thank you enough. Yay! Right? Okay. So one way of doing it, and then I can die cut them. What if you wanted to use colored ink? You're like, okay, well, metallics are nice, but not for every day. I want to do a guy card, and I want to have it look kind of guy, you know, more guy than springy and summerly, but I want to use black paper, but I want to use I want to use a colored ink. How would I do that? You know, I bet I turned that one upside down. I did. Thanks a million was supposed to be up there, and you're appreciated was supposed to be down there. Oh well, it's only black paper. So how would I go ahead and do colored inks? Because I showed you, it's kind of hard to do the colored ink on black paper. It just kind of disappears. How would we go about doing that? Wait. Let's grab a piece of black paper. Put it down. Okay. How about my unicorn? What if I took my unicorn ink and I made that the base? So it's still going to leave a little bit of a black border all the way around everything, giving the thought that it has a mat around it. Now I could use just white paper, absolutely, but then I'm going to have just white paper. I'm trying to go a little bit, ooh. I want you to see all that can be done with just using ink on paper. Use it as a stencil. You've got the die to use as a stencil. Why wouldn't we? And I'm just going in there. See, it's not moving. Everybody's going, do I have a magnetic platform? Well, if you want to use your metal dies as stencils, for some of them, it's a super way of getting it done. No taping down. Not all of them will work. I mean, some of them you got ample room where you could tape down if you wanted to. But like this one would be hard to tape. Okay, so I've got my white ink going in there, and I've got a base going on now. Again, unicorn ink is a pigment ink. A, B, C, D, remember your ABCs, then you'll know the order of how your inks dry. A, C, D, P. Alcohol dries fast, the fastest. Chalk dries almost as fast, it's closest to the A. Dye dries almost as fast as chalk, they're right next to each other. And then pigment is all the way down the alphabet. I'm going to take my heat tool, and I'm just going to give this a and I mean, I'm really quickly about it. And then I'm going to grab some of my inks. Now, let's use the same colors so we can maybe see. So let's do the blue. I love the blue. So let's grab a. Now, instead of going into my ink this way, and then here, and then here, and then here, I know that my white is not completely dry. I'm going to take my ink and go here. Is Memento ink the only ink you can use? No. What have you got? Try it. See, now my white never gets in to my ink pad. right, let's change colors. I'm gonna wipe that down. I'm not even gonna change my pad. I'm just gonna go to another color. Let's do the red. Red, pink. Let's do the pink. And right into my blue. And I just pick it up and put it down. Pick it up and put it down. I mean, this is easy stenciling, you guys. This is no thought process. If you've never stenciled before, well, this is an easy way to try. Okay, now what color? I don't know if the yellow will work. All we can do is try. It's only black paper. Let's give the yellow and see what we get. No, I think the yellow might be too light. Yeah, that yellow's awful light. I wonder if I'm almost out. It still seems okay. What if I tried a different sponge? Just a yellow sponge. Yeah. It's only paper. But I can't get that yellow in there. All right, let's give it up. It's gonna be what's gonna be. So there I am. There I am. You can see all the ink over my stencil, which is also my die. It's a twofer. Let's let this dry for just a second. And then it's up to me what color ink I want to stamp with. Do I want to use a gold, a silver, a black, a white? What makes my heart happy? Bring it over. And ink it up. I still got gold on here. What makes my heart happy? Should we try white? Can't hurt, right? Okay, so you can see my stamp was clean even though it's stained black because there's no black on my unicorn ink pad. And let's say we line it up correctly this time. So thanks a million should be at the bottom, and yes, that's better. Okay, and let's see if I can line up my dots. So normally you would stamp first. No. Oh, go for it. Normally you would stamp first and die cut, but I wanted to color my paper. So I colored first and then die cut second. Color first, stamp, die cut. Think I'm good? Oh, it's a little light. It's a little light. If I had a repositioner, I'd go back over the top of it. It's a little light. But that white is wet. What if I just kind of blended that white? What if I just kind of blended that white away and erased it? Well, look at that. And let's see if we can stamp it again, only this time in black. Or with embossing powder, but I don't have any on my table. Let's see. Grab my memento. What's the worst that can happen? I don't like it. I can live with that. It's only paper. And let's line up my dots. Give a press. And let's see what we've got. You think that's enough? 1, 2, 3. It's a little more than 1, 2, 3 ABC, but yep, we're good. Look at there. Like it never even happened. Now I can see my sentiments just fine. Thanks a million. You made my day. My heart is still smiling. And then I can take my die, bring over my machine, and let's cut. Line up my dots. Line up my dots. That looks pretty good. Send it through. Click, 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 click. That's the sound of die cutting. No precision base plate needed because it's not an intricate die. Yay! And now I've got that little ridge of black all the way around them. That little ridge of black acting as a border so that when you put it on something, it looks like it's got a little mat around it. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. White paper, black paper. That's all you need, and your inks. Let's cut the metallics. Bring it on over. It's such a useful set because you just do it once. You stamp once, you cut once. You stencil once, you stamp once, you cut once, and you get so much out of it. Let's make sure that I'm putting it the right way. There we go, because there is a top and a bottom. You should be able to read all of your sentiments. If for some reason you can't read your sentiments, something's not right. still smiling. Oh, yes, it is. Only now done in metallics. And you can read them perfectly. As long as I turn it the right way. My heart is still smiling. And you've got the metallic and you've got the black around it. You've got options. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You can stack them. You can just use one. The decision is yours. What else we got in here? I am humbled and grateful. In the metallics. Had you thought about taking the die and instead of just using cardstock, one-colored cardstock, making it into something more than it can be? I mean, all the different things that you're able to accomplish with one die and one stamp set. All the different things you're able to create and color and do and make with the die. It's amazing to me how useful something like this can be, because you don't have to have the exact color cardstock. You can stamp. I could have chosen this to be the background color on my white and then stamped on it. Or here I could have ombreed it, just starting with white paper and using the same inks to color my white paper and then stamping on it. It's boundless. I like it with a little bit of an edge around it. You may just want to cut it out of black paper and not have that edge at all. I think that's rock star. But we're not done. It's not just this type of product that you can use, this type of die. Think about what you already have in your arsenal. Well, the girls they're gonna have enough of these to last a lifetime. It's about more. It's more. What more do you have? What if we took one of their background dies? What if we took a background die and on black paper we used our squishy and our knock knock. Your squishy and your knock knock, yes, our squishy and our knock knock. What's a squishy and a knock knock? Well, it is the tools that you use with a Sizzix machine that allow you to emboss something, to push the paper into these little areas without cutting. This die is not meant to be an embossing die. It has cut lines, little ridges around every little piece. It's meant for you to die cut it out. All right, let's do it real quick. It's meant for you to die cut it out. It's a little intricate, so we'll see if I can get it without a precision base plate. A little bit of an angle. Let's send it on through. And then because it's a little intricate, I'm definitely going to rotate it since I'm not using, in fact, I'll just do a 180-degree rotate because I'm not using a precision base plate. Why am I rotating it? Because everybody's machine is a little different. There is a roller under here. It doesn't matter whose machine manufactures. Everybody's machine has got a sweet spot, whether it be here or in the center. And that sweet spot's going to die cut beautifully. Anytime a die hits that sweet spot, it's got that little bit of extra pressure in it, so it's gonna make sure it cuts. But if your sweet spot is over here, and you keep running your die back and forth and back and forth without rotating it, and you're wondering why it's not cutting, it's because, well, the other side, there's no sweet spot over here and it's never getting enough pressure. So if you just rotate your die will hit the roller in a brand new and unique way, and it will help it cut out. More intricate dies require a precision base plate. Let's see if I was able to get this one done. I'm not gonna, my guess is maybe no. Yep, nope. Needs a precision base plate. Gosh darn it, and I don't have one here. You know what, let's run it one more time and let's see if I can tweak it and get it to go. Let's tweak it here and let's see if I can get it to go. Nope, I can tell you it's too intricate of a die. And rotate and send it back. Maybe. Oh, it started to come out, but I really need that precision base plate to make it work. And it's not at my table. All right, well, this is where the no editing comes in. Let me grab one. Okay, precision base plate. This is where the not knowing how to edit. Okay, so not using a precision base plate had trouble. Let's cut it again with a precision base plate so you can see the difference. And then we'll do the squishy and the knock-knock so that you get the full scope of what they'll do. Okay, precision base plate is by Sizzix. It is meant for intricate dies. Any simply defined die pretty much needs this. So this is a more intricate die. You can see that it's got all of these little nooks and crannies that need to punch out and fall out. You use this in place of your bottom cut plate. So the cut plate I've been cutting on, and you can see all of those cuts. I don't have to use this right now because I'm going to use the precision base plate. And when I put my die on there, that die is going to bite into the chrome, and it's not going to scratch up my chrome. It's not going to hurt my die, but it's going to force that extra pressure. You also can't use it with your magnetic platform. It's too thick. If I put this on there, well, I suppose you can use it, but they say not to. Okay, so if you put this on there, it really eliminates the magnetic purpose. Can it go through? Yes, it will go through. But Ellis and Sizzix prefer you not do that because they're worried that the little magnets might crack because of the extra pressure. Do I use it that way? Yes, I do. It's up to you whether you want to or not, but if you choose to, you can use the platform that comes with your machine. This is the platform that comes with the machine, and you just lay your precision base plate right on top of it. And bam. Put my do not cut plate on top. Actually, if you want to, you can put the oldest, yuckiest plate you've got on top because it's going to add pressure to it. And send it through, and let's see how much better it is. And let's do a rotate. So I always do a rotate. In fact, that I can just throw away. Let's do a rotate and let's send it back. And if you want for good measure, you can send it back through again. It's really up to you. But let's see how well we did. Oh yeah. Okay, so we went from this without a precision base plate to this with a precision base plate. All your little doodads fall out. Much happier. That's the benefit of having that plate, is that all of a sudden, everything falls out. But I want to show you with the squishy and the knock knock. So, with the squishy and the knock knock, it stops the die from cutting. This cut through. Made a beautiful die cut. I want to stop the die from cutting. I just want to emboss it. Let's bring it over. I don't need a precision base plate because I'm not going to cut it. I do need my platform, and I need it open to show me how to do an embossing. So you're looking for something that shows you how to do an embossing with a texture plate and a silicone pad. And that is what a squishy and a knock knock are. Squishy, knock knock. That's how I gave them their names. So I'm going to put, and this is a good place to take notes because people always get confused with this. I'm going to put a plate down, whether it be a do not cut plate or a cut plate. It makes no difference because your die, as opposed to being face down like when we cut it, I'm going to turn it face up. And then I'm going to take my paper. Bigger piece, please. Thank you. I'm going to take my paper, put my paper right over it. Then I'm going to take my squishy. I'm going to trim this paper down so you can see. Then I'm going to take my squishy and put my squishy right over the top. So my paper right on top of my die. And remember, I'm open. I've got my tabs open, or I have my one. I have no shim on there. If you've got a machine that came with shims, I want just the base plate. And all of the machines, all of the platforms will tell you what they work with. Then I put my squishy right on top. And then I put my knock knock. And I'm going to send it on through. Now what's going to happen when I do that is that squishy is going to get compressed into my die. All those openings are going to get compressed. And that squishy is pushing down in there. It's pushing down that paper. And you'll know you're doing it right if your squishy comes out the back end. So my squishy is starting to grow. And it's growing. And I can see it coming out, starting to come out the back end. Can you see that? It's starting to come out the back end because it's being compressed down. And as it's being compressed down, it's growing. And what do we get? We get a beautifully embossed die. Can you see that? It didn't cut anything, but I want to do it again one more time super fast. So I'm just going to cut myself a piece of black paper. Oh, you know what? I'll cut a piece of white paper and then I can put that black one back in there. Ooh, that's a good plan. So you can see it both ways. Then you decide the way you want to do it. Okay, so platform in the right position to do an embossing. Do not cut plate. Cut plate makes no difference. Die face up, so those ridges should be facing you. Paper down. Squishy. Knock knock. Send it through. I know it sounds like it's cutting, but it's not. Done, you don't have to roll it back. Beautifully embossed. But let's make it more than that. my magnetic platform. I can line my die right back up. It kind of fits right back into place. Fits right back into place. Lay it right on down and then play. Let's do some red. Red. Man, red. And then maybe some green. Anywhere I see kind of leaves, a little green. And I'm on my magnetic platform, so nothing moves. And then I could grab my yellow, and hopefully there's still some yellow in here. And kind of fill in all the rest of the space with my yellow. Kind of blend everything together. Yellow just kind of ties it all together. Done. Cut it out. I didn't die cut at all. Suppose I could, if I wanted to, put that over the top of it and use it as a frame. Up to you. Beautiful though. But that black one, remember the black one? Let's wipe this down real quick. And red and green and yellow. Put my lids on. And let's grab that black one. Now remember, because it's embossed, you can line it right up and it kind of snaps into place when you've got it in the right place. So it kind of locks itself in. So you don't have to color it right when you do it. You can take it out, look at it. Do I want to color it? Do I not want to color it? Well, that's up to you. Because then I could bring over my uber pretty metallics or my white and go in there. And add some metallics. And I could do just one color. Do just one color. I could go in, line it back up. You want to do more? Kind of snaps itself into place. I could grab my gold. Oh, let's change my pad. Get more of a goldy pad. And add some gold to it. I could add some copper to it if I wanted. it's really yours to decorate or to color any way you see fit. Beautiful that is. Let's trim it out. So I did the exact same thing with a background die as I did with the pretty little sentiment. I didn't cut the die, I embossed the die. So those pretty little sentiments with that one die, that one color, one stamp, one die cut, you can translate that into so much more. Let's cut this one out. And then you decide. Pretty die, right? Are you liking the black and the metallic? Are you liking the color on the white? Just like with the sentiments, you don't have to decide. You pick what works best for you in the moment that it works. You choose what you want them to look like. You decide how you want them to stack. You pick the colors of paper or the colors of ink to make them exactly what you want. You do it. You get that opportunity. You are not stuck with just plain. And you just do it until your heart is happy. And being able to stamp and cut all of, you stamp and you get all of these with one roll, gives you then the chance to pull over your project and say, do I like that one better on it? Do I like that better on it? Do I like that better on it? Maybe I like that one on it. All I used was ink. White paper. Maybe you just like it plain white. Absolutely. Every project you're going to do a different thing. It's going to warrant a different sentiment, a different technique. But knowing that you've got a die and a stamp set that lets you do so much makes your dollar go so much further. Holy smokes, artichokes. I mean, I've just got them everywhere. I could have done, instead of I'll show you the samples in a minute, but I could have done that one down there. Could have put it up here. Could have had it coming off the boat. How cute would that have been, right? But it was started as just white paper. All right, so this is Little Darling's rubber stamps, and my gosh, they are darling. But they're beautiful. And I think the most important thing is they're useful, and that when you spend your money, you're getting more than just a die cut. If you know how to use them properly, if you know how to take advantage of what you have, you're getting way more than just this. You're getting way more than just this. You want to make the most out of your crafting dollars. You do. And it doesn't matter. Everybody wants to make the most, whether you've got an unlimited American Express card or you have $10 a month to spend on your crafting hobby. You need that money. You want that money to make it worthwhile. You want to feel like you got something for it and that you can take it to the next level. You may start just stamping and die cutting on plain paper. That's how you may start. But then you give yourself permission to try, and the next thing you know, you've got a little bit of color going on. And then, well, shucks, if I can do that, I can definitely do the metallics. And hey, if I do that, I can do the black on the white and put the little white border around it. It's only paper. And gosh, when it comes to crafting, that's the least expensive part of the whole thing, is the paper. Okay, was that a lot? Was it too much? I hope not. And I'm sorry I had to go and grab my multi-purpose or my precision base plate, but I wanted you to see the difference between an embossing. It's important to me that you saw the difference between an embossing where you need that squishy and that knock-knock versus what the die is really intended to do. Okay, now I have got, let me show you what's on sale. We're gonna put the squishy and the knock-knock on sale. Didn't know we were gonna use it today, but surprise, we did. What else do we have on sale? Okay, so we've got the exclusive sets. So the stamps are exclusive to us. And you may already have the dies from LDRS. You may already own these. So you can just get the stamps. But we also did a bundle of the wavy, which is the sweet birthday wishes. We put those together as a bundle, and we put the thanks a million sentiment and die together as a bundle, and then we did an I want it all where you get all 4 of them, just in case you don't have them and you really like them. Very, very useful. And again, and there are other sentiments that work inside here. It's not just mine. Oh, heavens no. She has lots of other wavy and straight sentiment stamps that you can get to go with it. It's not that you're limited to just mine. Heavens no. And because these are core dies for her, my impression is that there will be more of these as they go along. Absolutely. So that's on sale. Then I've got a bunch of her other dies and stamps. There's the background that I used. Oh, so pretty. She's got your stitched and nesting, and all the card samples that you're going to see today were made using all of her dies and stamp sets. So these are ones that we have for you on sale as part of the YouTube Yummy. Here we have a bundle, the stamp and the die, but if you just like the stamp and you're not a die cutter, that's okay. We'll have the stamp for you as well. You can just get the stamp. Here we've got the stamp and die, or just the stamp. The stamp and die, or just the stamp. And then we've got her paper pads. We brought in 3 for this YouTube. And again, all the paper you see, with the exception of cardstock, all the samples are made using her paper pads. They are single-sided. It's beautiful paper, 6x6, heavy weight. And it's so pretty and so coordinated. You don't even, you know, I struggle with paper. That's a big thing for me. Paper's a challenge for me. So it's probably what I take the longest to pick. But when you have something that's so perfectly coordinated where you can mix and match anything in the stack, that's a happy day. So we brought in 3 of her paper packs, the Sweet Summer, the Seaside, and the Lovebirds. I will tell you, the Lovebirds are my favorite, although the Seaside runs a close second. We'll have the Hero Hues White on sale for you. And I threw in at the last minute the Eyes Ink in metallic ink. So I'm checking with Keep It Cool Kevin to make sure that they have stock of these. And if they do, we'll put these on sale as well, because we really did throw them in. I mean, literally last minute. It was like, ooh, let's try these. Ooh. So I'll put the India ink and the India ink refill, the unicorn and the unicorn refill, and the memento ink pad, the full size, and the refill. So those are the inks that will be on sale for you. I'm guessing that you probably have lots of different colored inks by lots of different manufacturers that you're able to just play with and see what works best for you. Okay, let's talk samples. So let me bring over a stack, and I do have layouts for you. So I've already shown you this one. You kind of up. Let me zoom in just a little bit. So I've already shown you this one, done just with her paper and one little banner, one little sentiment. Easy, simple, done. Here, we've stacked the sentiments. So, you're a special part of my life. Your kindness means so much. You made my day. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You're appreciated. We just stacked them. Again, I showed you this one earlier. Using the paper. Here, just using the stamp, not using the die at all. And then the exclusive little banner stamp with the wave die. Here is that beautiful background die. And one of her florals with the stamp and the die cut and the hello. And the sweet friend comes with it. So pretty. You're a special part of my life. Thanks a million. Again, her paper, her stamps, her dies. How beautiful is that? Right? There's the stamp and die. I'm humbled and grateful. I just can't thank you enough. Whoever you give this to is going to love it. I promise you. Wishing you the best birthday. This is made using little accent stamps and dies that are on some of the floral sets. Oh, there it is. So there's the stamp, and then it has a matching die that comes with the die set, and there it is. Look at how simple and elegant and easy. And then just with the little wave banner with the exclusive set. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Your kindness means so much. My heart is still smiling. Look at how sweet is this? And again, this is her paper. I want to say this is from is this from the Seaside? It is. That's from the Seaside pack. Love the paper. Oh, love the paper. Told you the Seaside was my, it's a tough call. I like them both. Thanks. Stamped right on. No die cutting there. Here they've done an embossing with a little bit of ink. And look at how beautiful is this. Hello, sweet friend. This paper's just gorgeous. And the Hello, sweet friend is in one of the stamp sets. Hello, sweet friend. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams is included in that stamp set. Wishing you a big slice of happiness. Hope your day is sprinkled with glitter. May all your wishes come true. And then a super slim line. Gosh, I've never seen a slim line so slim. Thanks for everything. And then another, oh, here we go. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? We've got that stamp set. Isn't that beautiful? And then next stack. Okay, so this was just done with the Seaside paper And this stamp is out of, is it out of this one? Yes. So follow your dreams. You are beautiful. Thank you, love. You are loved, my friend. Wishing you the best. This is just her paper. Literally, that's the paper. That's not a die cut on the paper. That is the paper out of the Seaside. And then one little stamp. If you're new to card making or paper crafting, it can be that simple. And whomever you give this to is going to love it. They're going to be shocked you made it and thankful and grateful that you did it for them, and then you'll never be able to buy them a store-bought card ever again. Know that going in. Once you start giving people handmade gifts, you've set the bar. Oh, look at the watermelons. You're such a special part of my life. I'm humbled and grateful. Thank you. I appreciate you so much with the watermelons. Sending sweet birthday wishes. You made my day. My heart is still smiling. Thank you for your kindness. Sending sweet birthday wishes, wishing you an amazing day. Celebrate your special day. I hope your day sparkles. Happiest of birthdays to you. Best wishes for a lovely day. And follow your dreams. And then last but not least, I have two layouts. The first one is by Elena. Elena is a girl on a mission. She pulls the paper. This is the paper out of the Seaside paper pack. Love it. She pulled the paper, put 4 sheets of the paper down. She cut a few of my exclusive stamps with the dies that go with. Used her dies to cut the mat, and bam, done. I mean, Elena, well done. I don't think this took much more than about 20 minutes from paper selection to, here, Stacy, look at what I did. I love it. I do. I love it. I think it's so stinking cute. You're a special part of my life. Oh, love it. And then Claire put this one together. Right? So her paper, her stamps, her dies, my exclusive. The die isn't exclusive, but the sentiments are. You made my day. Thanks a million. Your kindness means so much. And she used all the dies to do the matting. She wanted me to, well, she showed me, look at, because this is 2 pieces of 6x6 paper. 2 pieces of 6x6 paper, because it's out of the 6x6 paper pack. And she's like, look at, I matched it up. And yes, Claire, yes, you did. Thanks for doing that, Claire. I really appreciate it. You made my day. Thanks a million. 2 great layouts. Because you don't have to just be a card maker. You're a paper crafter. And that means you do a little bit of everything. Whatever the moment feels like for you. Whether you're card making or layouts or junk journals or mini albums or altered art. It's all your creativity. You're not defined by anything. Right? Right. Okay. Oh, I think it's 114 degrees in here now. I'd be surprised if my face is not red. There's no air conditioning. Hold on, let me go back. And well, we did it. We did it. We had a little impromptu moment where I had to go get the precision base plate, and I'm glad I did, because it was important that you see the difference that it makes. And you saw that you could take a simple die, and with white or black paper and the ink you have, holy smokes, artichokes. And we utilized our magnetic platform to hold our metal dies in place to make them a stencil, and they don't move. Isn't that yay? So lots to show and lots to share. I hope that there was a takeaway moment for you in this class, and I'm glad that they're commercial free, because I'm hoping most of you are still with me knowing that they're commercial free, and that makes my heart happy too. All right, where do you get all of this great product? Well, the exclusive 2 stamp sets are only here, but you absolutely can find her product on other independent mom and pop shop retailers, whether you are able to walk into their store or you find them online. And I do really want to support the small mom and pop retailers, and that is not that Amazon isn't great, or I mean there's a reason for everything. And if Michael's is all you have and they've got it, walk into Michael's and get it, because there's a reason for all types of retailers. There really is. But when you have a choice, if you have a choice, we hope that you choose small. That would mean a lot to all of us out here. Trust me, I hear from independent store owners all the time who say, thank you for promoting small. It's a tough road out there right now for everybody. And gosh, if you walked in and introduced yourself to a small retailer, whether they be paper crafting or a new place to get your nails done, or maybe a garden center, or a place that does juices or ice cream, and you walk in and you meet the owner, it's just pure happiness for them, because they get to give you and show you the opportunity why you should shop with them. And that's all they want, is that chance to share what they bring to the table with you, because every store is a little different. Not every store can carry everything. Obviously, I don't. I pick and choose who we support, and the companies I choose are the ones who have always supported me. And so other stores will have other manufacturers that support them. And if everybody just sprinkles a little bit of their budget around and just gives a little bit here and a little bit to that one and a little bit to the gardener, and you garden in the week, not for the 109-degree temperature. And then next week you do a little crafting, and the week after that you go get your nails done. If everybody just is able to just even just a little bit, then all of us little independents out here will stay in business. And we really want to keep bringing to you things that you can't find at those big box stores. All right, it's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I'll get off my soapbox now. I really believe in it. And I want to give a big thanks to LDRS and Angie and her crew. This was not an easy YouTube to put together. There were definite challenges that had to be overcome. No fault of anybody, just pure logistics and production times. And we all hunkered down and we all put our thinking caps on, and poof, it happened. All right, you guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.